Okay, good morning everyone. Good afternoon everyone.
Good
So
afternoon.
Assis,
Hmm.
you have completed your plus two. Now you are doing your job or anything else?
Madam, ମୁଁ ପ୍ଲସ୍ ଟୁ କରିସାରିଛି ଏବେ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଜବ୍ କରୁଛି।
Okay. Nivedita, what you are doing now? You have enrolled in BCom first year.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
CT complete ହେଲା।
Okay. So basically you both are from commerce or any other stream?
ମୁଁ ମ୍ୟାଡ଼ାମ କମର୍ସ କରୁଥିଲି
Commerce.
ପ୍ଲସ୍ ଟୁରେ।
Okay. The
Ma'am, ମୁଁ
commerce
ଏବେ commerce
basics
ଥିଲି।
thing. So today we will discuss about the basic things of commerce. Then we will go for the plus three label. We will discuss about the plus two accounting. So you all have read about the accounting.
ଆଜ୍ଞା ମ୍ୟାମ୍।
Yes, ma'am.
ପଢ଼ୁଛି।
Acha. Tell me what is the meaning of accounting? What is the meaning of accounting?
Accounting refers to systematic knowledge of recording, classifying, summarizing in a significant manner in terms of money
Okay,
transactions.
okay, okay. Okay, I'm explaining you. So I'm presenting the screen. I'm presenting my PPT. If it is visible, then you will let me know. So is it visible to you?
Block on unit one ଲେଖା ହେଇଛି। ନିଚେ ସବୁ
Okay, 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 okay. So I, Aryashmita Kar, lecturer in commerce, Kendrapada Autonomous College. So now I am going to teach you accounting, the basis of accounting. So first we have to understand what is the meaning of accounting. Accounting ra manne kona. So accounting means recording all the transactions. That means in the business there is various type of transactions. बहुत सारा transactions होची daily basis रे. That means goods are purchased, wages is given to the workers, rent is paid. Many type of transactions are there in the business. But transactions, you all have read in plus two, transaction is of two types, monetary transactions and non-monetary transaction. Monetary transaction means kona? The transaction which can be converted into money, that is known as monetary transactions. Non-monetary transaction means the transactions which cannot be recorded in monetary terms is known as non-monetary transaction. Then what accounting does? Accounting records only the monetary transactions. So here in the PPT, I have written accounting is the process of identifying, classifying, measuring, recording, and communicating the financial information. That means accounting first records all the transactions. First record kore, then after recording it classifies. Classifies means it differentiates between different type of accounts. प्रथमे रेकर्ड करदेला सब जिनस को, देन से ताकू डिफरेंशिएट करिवो कि काहा अंडर को किए जीवो. बुझी परछो?
Yes, ma'am.
Then kon asen, then classifying. Classifying means classifying under different heads. That means different head को transfer करिवो, record करिवो transactions को. So after that, interpreting and summarizing. That means ताको interpret करिवो and summarize करिवो कि what will be the financial position of the organization. And last thing is communicating the financial informations. Then communicates those information to various stakeholders. तामाने जदि मो ओडिया रे कहिबी अकाउंटिंग माने होची अकाउंटिंग रिकॉर्ड करिवो तापरे कोन करिवो ना ताकू क्लासिफाई करिवो मेजर करिवो इंटरप्रेट करिवो तापरे जो फाइनल आउटकम ता बाहरिवो whether there is profit or there is loss, so that profit or loss is transferred to various stakeholders. Stakeholders means internal stakeholders and external stakeholders. That means it is given to owners, management, creditors, debtors. So those who are connected with the organization, the information about the organization is communicating to them. बुझी पारलो? किछि डाउट अछि?
नहीं बहुत अच्छी बात नहीं.
Okay. Second जिंस कोन मु लिखिछि, it identifies the monetary transactions. It only records the monetary transactions. It never records the non-monetary transactions. Third thing कोन हमको कहूछि ना, it communicates. Most important thing is communicate. That means it communicates the financial information. गोटे जिंस मु जानिछि, if I am not communicating you, then you are ignorant about that. So accounting communicates that whether the organization is earning profit or incurring losses. Then someone has created this system. That means he is known as the father of accounting. Who is the father of accounting? He is Luca Paciolo. He is the father of accounting who has given this accounting system, this double entry system. And accounting is not only required in business transactions. Jeti ki amo business transactions achi, business organization achi, it is not recorded there. It is also required in non-business organizations. So non-business organizations means hospitals, schools, colleges, universities. They are not earning any profit. तांकर profit earning करिबा aim नुहे, but they are recording their income, they are recording their expenses. So what is the meaning of profit? Revenue minus expenses is equal to profit. So whether it is a non-profit making organization or a profit making organization, it records all the data in the form of debit and credit, and that is known as accounting. बुझी पारलो?
हाँ.
So you all have read this in +2. So I am just giving the details before starting the class. So we can say that accounting is an information system. Accounting starts from monetary transactions, then records, classifies, and summarizes those transactions, then communicating those transactions to different stakeholders. Then when we are recording the transactions, here I have written the basis of accounting. There is two bases of accounting. These things also you have read in your +2. One is cash basis, another one is accrual basis. So cash basis means when the transaction is undertaken in cash, it is known as cash basis of accounting. That means you have gone to a shopkeeper and you have purchased something by paying cash. 1 kg potato you have purchased by paying 10 rupees. So it is a cash transaction. So the transaction which is recorded in the books of account is known as cash basis of accounting. Then accrual basis of accounting means, whether the cash received or not, it is not important. If the goods is sold to another person, it is recorded in the books of accounts. That means shopkeeper has given you 1 kg of potato. You have not paid the money yet. तुमे एपर्यंत पैसा काढी की देई न. But shopkeeper कोन assume करिवो, मु ताकू जिंस देई देली माने ता पाखरु पैसा आसीबो. So it is known as accrual basis of accounting. And many accounting, that means most of our accounting activities are done in accrual basis of accounting. Because cash basis of accounting is a narrow term. When the cash is received, it is recorded. But receipt of cash takes some times. So next thing, we will go for accounting process. This is the main topic of today class, how accounting process is working. So accounting process means there is 4 parts of accounting. One is recording the transactions. So accounting records the transaction in journal. So in latter part, I will say you what is the meaning of journal. Second thing is it classifies the transactions. It classifies the transactions into different heads by preparing the ledger. Then summarizes the transaction. Summarizes means it only takes into consideration the gist part. Summarize माने कम कर दबा. Summarizes the transaction by preparing the trial balance. Then interpreting the results by preparing profit and loss account and balance sheet. तो तुमने प्लस 2 रे करिथिबो प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट एंड बैलेंस शीट.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so there is first thing is journal where we are recording all the transactions. Second thing is we are preparing the ledger. Third thing is we are preparing the trial balance. Fourth thing is we are preparing profit and loss account and balance sheet. So profit and loss account, why we are preparing profit and loss account? We are preparing profit and loss account to know whether there is profit or loss. Organization profit करूची किंबा loss करूची हमें जानिमा पाई जोटा तैयारी करूचे, that is known as your profit and loss account. Then why balance sheet is prepared? Balance sheet is known as position statement. So balance sheet shows the position of assets and liabilities on a particular date of a business concern. So the whole motive of accounting आमे काहे की record करूचे? Accounting आमे तुम मानकर speaker टा टिके off कर दियो, तुम मानका sound टा मते सुबुची. So mute your speakers. Okay. So first thing is recording of transaction, classifying of transaction, summarizing the transaction and interpreting the transaction by preparing profit and loss account and balance sheet. Then do you know about how to record the things in journal? मने करो journal रे हमें केमिति record करिबा सेटा तुम माने जानिचो? Okay, okay. First jinso hochi ki we have to understand what is the meaning of account. That means if we are reading the financial accounting, we have to understand what is the meaning of account. So you all have know about the English T. समझते English T देखिथिबो. English T alphabet T. It has two sides. One is debit side, another one is credit side. So account is a T format. The left hand side is known as the debit. The right hand side is known as the credit. So it is also written in your PPT. The left hand side is known as your debit side and right hand side is your known as credit side. So what is debit and what is credit? How we will know what is the debit amount, what are the credit items? So to know that, we have to know about various accounts. केते प्रकार account आम मानक पाखरे अछि. That means first we have to see a transaction. So that transaction must be divided into various accounts. Then what are the accounts? First one is personal account, second one is real account, and third one is nominal account. So there is three type of account. First one is personal account, real account, and nominal account. Tale what is the meaning of personal account? Personal account ame kahaku kahiba? Now personal account means any type of person. That means Nivedita is also a person. Assis is a person. I am also a person. So when I am preparing a account, so I am showing that they are the personal account. So personal account means it is a name of an individual. I have purchased something, so I will record in my name, Aryashmita Kora, I will record a laser on my name. Nivedita will purchase, so Nivedita will record a laser account, Nivedita account. So when Nivedita will purchase something, then debit and credit we will discuss in which side she will put. Second thing is real account. What is the meaning of real account? Real account means, that means any type of asset, land, building, plant, machinery, cash. So these things are real account. So real account means the amount which has some asset value, whether it is a current asset or whether it is a fixed asset. Then third thing comes to nominal account. So nominal account means all the expenses and losses and all the incomes and gains. सबु जाक एक्सपेंसेस आउ लॉस आउ इनकम आउ गेन को आमे जदी गोटे अकाउंट रे सम ऑफ करिबा दैट इज नोन एज योर नॉमिनल अकाउंट. So are you clear about three types of accounts now?
Yes, ma'am.
Then there is a golden rule. So you have read in a plus 2 also, there is a golden rule. By taking into consideration, there is these three type of accounts. So if we will remember that golden rule, then we can easily prepare journal. So journal is the first thing. So after preparation of journal, we can transfer the accounts to ledger. Then we can prepare the trial balance. Then easily we can prepare the profit and loss account and balance sheet. Then what are the golden rules? So write down the golden rules. First, write down personal account. So for personal account, the golden rule is different. For real account, the golden rule is different. And for nominal account, the golden rule is different. So first write down for personal account, debit the receiver, credit the giver. Debit the receiver, credit the giver. That means the person who gives, that person is credited. The person who receives, that person got the debit. Then in case of real account, write down debit what comes in. In real account, debit what comes in, credit what goes out. That means in case of real account, jota bhitru ko asuchi taku ame kahiba debit. Debit what comes in. Jota bahar ko palauchi, that is known as goes out. The thing which is goes out, that is known as your credit. Let's take an example. Asset purchased. Land purchased. Land purchased. There is a transaction called land purchase. So tell me how we will do the journal entry. Land purchased. So land is account. Land is account or not? Land is account. Land purchased. Purchase means nothing is written. That means it is purchased in cash.
Debited to cash.
Land account debited to cash account. Exactly. Very good. Land account debited to cash account. So land is an asset which is coming in. So here the golden rule we are applying, that is known as real account. So in real account, debit what comes in. Ama bhitru kiya asila, organization bhitru kiya asila, jaga asila, plot asila. So land account debited to kiye palela. Cash is going out. So cash account is credited. So is it clear? Then comes to nominal account. So there is a golden rule for nominal account. Debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. That means we are debiting all expenses and losses. Jitte prakar expenses and loss achi, we are putting in the debit side. Credit side re ame konta put korche all incomes and gains. So we are writing in the credit side. And these three golden rule is very important for the accounting purpose. So once we know how to make the journal entries, then easily we can prepare the final accounts. Easily we can prepare the profit and loss account. So first part of your chapter is all about these things, theoretical aspect. The second part, now I will go to second part. In second part, we will study about what is the meaning of journal, what is the meaning of ledger, how many type of ledgers are there. So here the accounting rule I have written in my slides. So I have already called you, so it is not required. So now comes to the main topic, accounting process. Accounting process means preparation from journal to final accounts. So final account we will study in tomorrow class, but today we will study about only journal, ledger and trial balance. So these three things is required. So your study material is available in e-Gyan course. So you can download that, and after download you can read that. That means whatever I am teaching here, so it is also written in there. That means in your study material. So you can download your study material, or you can purchase any type of accounting book, and out of that accounting book you can use as a reference. So when going to the accounting process, so accounting process means it starts from journal. Journal means the primary book. Journal is known as the primary book where the transactions are recorded in a chronological order. That means there is a business. First, you have to enter into the business. So after entering into the business, first you will see what are the monetary transactions. You will leave all the non-monetary transactions. ସବୁ ଯାକ non monetary transaction को छाड़ी दबो. You will only consider the monetary transactions. Asset purchased, goods sold, goods given to Ramo. So these are the monetary transactions where money is involved. So after knowing monetary transactions, first and foremost act is to record those transactions in the books of accounts. So how we will record? Now we will record by using the golden rule, that is known as your journal entry. So journal entry means it is a primary book where the transactions are recorded in a chronological order. So what is the meaning of chronological order? Chronological order means when it has occurred, it is written suddenly. That means the transaction when occurred, jetiki bele ghatila, it is written automatically in the books of accounts. So the transaction which has occurred after that, it will written after the transaction. 8:15 रे जो transaction ହେଇଛି, it is written fast. 8:16 रे जो transaction ହେଇଛି, it will written after that. So we cannot shuffle all the transactions. So it is known as a chronological order where the transactions are recorded. Second thing is journal. I have written here, you can see journal is a primary entry. Journal means a daily book. Whatever the transaction which is doing in the organization, which is going on in the organization, it is recorded in journal. And the process of recording, आमे जो process रे record करूचे, that is known as journalizing. So journalizing is the process and journal is the activity. Next comes to steps in journalizing. Already I have told, I am telling again, steps in journalizing. आमे journal entry केमिति करिबा. First, you have to identify the transaction. प्रथमे transaction को identify करिबो. Then you have to identify accounts in the transactions, whether it is a personal account or real account or nominal account. So after knowing the nature of the accounts, we can transfer those account or we can record those account in journal. That form is known as journalizing. Then here are some transactions I have given, and out of those transactions we will learn how to make the journal entry. So first entry, what is written? Bought goods for cash rupees 38,000. That means goods has purchased in cash for rupees 38,000. So tell me what are the account here?
Goods achi, cash achi.
One is goods, another one is cash. So goods is a personal account, real account or nominal account?
Real account.
Goods is a real account and cash is also a real account. Cash is also a real account. Then what is the journal entry? That means what is the golden rule for this? Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. That means goods is coming into the organization. So goods account debited to cash account. So are you understanding the transaction, Nivedita?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then next item is sold goods for cash. Sold goods for cash. What are the accounts?
Goods or cash.
Goods and cash. So here it is a reverse entry. When we are purchasing, whatever may be the journal entry we are doing, at the time of sale, we will do the reverse entry. That means, आमे सेठी को entry करथिले, goods account debited to cash account. Here we will do the reverse entry. cash account debited to goods account. Because goods sold for cash, jinsa palela, paisa ta am pakhu asila. So debit what comes in. So we are giving debit to cash account. And as goods is going out of the organization, as per the golden rule, goods account is credited. Then next third transaction is there, purchased goods from cash from Ajit. Purchased goods for cash. That means goods has been purchased in cash from Ajit. Then what will be the journal entry?
Goods account to cash.
Goods account debited to cash account. So if যদি এটি লেখা থাকতা কি goods purchased from Ajit, whether it is a cash purchase or it is a credit purchase,
It cash.
এটি cash লেখা হয়েছে, but if the cash item is omitted, if I will omit this cash item,
Credit
then it will be a credit sale. So at the time of credit sale, what will be the journal entry?
Goods account debited to Ajit account.
Goods account debited to Ajit account. Then next, goods sold to Kishan for cash 3,500. So here Kishan account is written and cash account is also written. That means goods sold in cash. তাহলে এটি এন্ট্রি কোন হবে? Entry will be cash account debited to goods account, because it is a cash sale, it is not a credit sale. যদি এটা ক্রেডিট সেল হইতান্তা তাহলে কোন হইতান্তা? Goods sold to Kishan. Kishan is the receiver. That means Kishan is the receiver. Kishan account debited to goods account. Then next comes to, so like this we will do the journal entries. It is not possible to make all the journal entries here, so I have given a concept to you. That means first you have to see the transaction, then you have to identify what are the accounts. So mane khojibo kouta account, personal account na real account na nominal account. So after that, by using the golden rule, we will make the journal entries. So in your study material, it is given more than enough the journal entries. So you can use this, you can read. If there is any doubt, you can ask me in the next class. Then we will go to the ledger. So first we have read that we are recording all the transaction in journal. So when we are recording all the transaction in journal, it is a cumbersome activities. Means gote jinsa ame barambar record kari chaliche jonaka head re gote loko na re 100 transactions achi. So it is very cumbersome. So ledger account, it is useful for identifying the transaction, and it is very easy to know who is the person who has undertaken the transactions. That means ledger account, in ledger account we are preparing the different accounts. That means for RAM there is a account, so all the transactions related to RAM we can post in RAM's account. There is a cash account, so any transactions related to cash we can put in the cash account. That means every time in journal, every time we have to write cash account debited, cash account credited. So when we are preparing the ledger, easily we can put all the transactions related to cash under one head, that is known as cash account. So many big organizations, they are not doing the journal entries. Directly they are posting in the ledger. Directly they are recording and posting in the journal, ledger. That means they are doing journalized ledger. They are doing both thing in once. So in ledger, it records both three accounts. That means it records personal account, it records nominal account, and it records real account. That means there is an account of RAM, there is also an account of cash, and there is also a account for revenue. That means in personal account there is a separate account, in case of real account there is a separate account, and in case of nominal account there is a separate account. So in journal entry everything is at one place, but in case of ledger account it is separately recorded. So journal is known as primary book, ledger is known as original book. So after recording, after posting all the transactions in personal account, real account and nominal account, we have to balance the ledger account. That means first ame journal le record kar sala pare ame koti post karuche. Now we are posting in ledger accounts. So after posting in the ledger account re ame post kari sarla pare, there is a personal account. That means all personal accounts are under one head of ledger. All real account are under the head of real accounts. So what is the balance of personal account, what is the balance of real account, and what is the balance of nominal account? Because from the starting I have said it is a T format. T format means debit side is the left hand side and credit side is the right hand side. So when we are recording all the things in that means debit side or credit side, and we are calculating either there is deficiency in debit side or there is deficiency in credit side, or there is surplus in debit side or there is surplus in credit side. What it denotes? If there is deficiency taku ame kon kahiba, if there is any surplus taku ame kon kahiba. So surplus means credit balance, deficiency means debit balance. So first we will discuss about the personal accounts. That means if we have recorded all the personal accounts, bank, Rama, Hari, Gopala, any transactions we have recorded, and it shows the debit balance, that means it shows deficiency. Ta manne kono na the person owes to the organization. That means the person is a debtor. The person has to pay money to the organization. That means the loco organization ko paisa dabbo if ledger account shows debit balance. So if ledger account shows credit balance, then he is the creditor of the organization. Organization will pay money to that person. বুঝি পড়ছো তো? আশিস বুঝি হচ্ছে? So unmute your video audios. Mute your audio, sorry. Okay. Then in personal account, either there is a debit balance or there is a credit balance. So if it is a debit balance, then the person is a debtor. The person has to pay money to the organization. And if it is a credit balance, then organization will pay money to the person. Then comes to the real account. That means in case of real account, what is there? That means if there is debit balance or there is credit balance. In case of real account, always it is debit balance. That means real account means the asset of the organization. So real account has never credit balance. It is always debit balance. So when we are preparing the real account, you will see there is no credit balance. It is always debit balance because real account is a summary of all assets and assets always shows the debit balance. Then comes to your nominal account. So nominal account is not usually balanced. Nominal account ko hame balance karu na. The balance of nominal account is directly transferred to profit and loss account. Because after preparing the nominal account, directly we are transferring those balances to profit and loss account, either to profit and loss account or to trial balance to prepare the final accounts. So it never balanced. If somewhere it is balanced, if it is debit balance, then it denotes, it shows losses. যদি debit balance ହେଲା তাহলে ଆମେ କଣ କହିବା ନା it is loss and expenses. If it is a credit balance, then we can say it is a income or gain. Then comes to various types of subsidiary books. So how many types of subsidiary books are there? Subsidiary books means these are one type of ledger accounts. That means the ledger account is divided into various forms of smaller books, and those books are known as the subsidiary books. So first book is purchase book, second book is sales book, third book is purchase return book, fourth one is sales return book, then bills receivable book, bills payable book, and journal proper. So I will discuss about each of the subsidiary book. What is the meaning of purchase book? From what is the meaning of journal proper. Do you have any knowledge about what is the meaning of purchase book? Can you say me what is the meaning of purchase book? Can you say me what is the meaning of purchase book?
No, ma'am.
नहीं
That means when we are recording all the transactions which are done in cash, जो transaction गुड़ा हम cash रे हेची आमे जेतेबेले ताकू record करूचे, so that is known as our cash book. We will discuss about that later. Purchase book means आ पूर्वरु मु गोटे transaction तुम को कहूतिली, goods sold from a person or goods purchased from a person. That means when you are going to the organization, going out of the organization, you are doing two entry. Let's take an example. तुमे घरु बाहर को गल्लो, तुमको पैसा अच्छी तुम पाखरे 100 rupees. So you can pay 100 rupees and you can purchase something. That is known as your cash purchase. And that purchase is recorded in your cash book. So you don't have any money. तुम पाखरे किछि पैसा नहीं. तुमे माने गोटे दुकान को गल्लो, दुकान रो बाकी आनिलो. So you have taken on credit. So but you have purchased something. तुमे किछि जिंस किनि के आनलो, तुमे आलू गोटे केजी किनि के आनलो किंतु किछि टंका देलो नाही. गोटे खातारे लिखि देई आसिलो कि after 1 month I will pay this money. So that is known as your credit purchase. So that credit purchase is recorded in purchase book. That means all type of credit purchase of goods and services, asset habani, goods and services is recorded in purchase book. जदि कैश रे हेची हमें कोड रिकॉर्ड करिबा कैश बुक रे, जदि क्रेडिट रे हेची देन वी विल रिकॉर्ड इट इन द परचेज बुक. ताले व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ परचेज बुक? हियर आई हैव रिटन meaning of subsidiary books. You can see cash book means it is used for recording receipts and payment of cash. Purchase ho kimba sale ho, whatever may be the situation, if cash is involved, तुमे जिंस पैसा देई कि जिंस किनिचो किबा जिंस बिकी कि पैसा पाइचो, then it is recorded in cash book. But purchase book रे कोन लिखाई छी? It is used for recording the credit transactions. तुमे बाकी रे जो जिंस किनिचो किबा बाकी रे जो जिंस ओनली किनिचो, that is recorded in the book that is called purchase book. You have sold in credit. जदि क्रेडिट रे बिक्री करछो ताले कोड रेकॉर्ड करा हबो? If you have sold something in credit, जदि क्रेडिट रे तुम माने बिक्री करछो,
सेल्स बुक रे
sales book, exactly. That means it is recorded in sales book. But if you have sold in cash, जदि कैश रे सेल करछो ताले कोड रे लिखा हबो?
कैश बुक रे
Cash book रे, exactly, very good. That means if it is written in, if it is done in cash, whether it is purchase or whether it is sale, it is recorded in cash book. Purchase book is meant for credit purchase and sales book is meant for credit sale. Then comes to purchase return book and sales return book. So you have purchased something, तुम माने किछि जिंस किनि कि नै आसलो, but it seems defective, तुमको एटा खराब लागिला ना, ए जिंस मते भल लागुनी, then you are going to the organization, you are going to that shop to return that. So when you will return, it is recorded in purchase return book. And when you have sold something, तुमे बिक्री करथिलो and your customer has returned the goods to you, that is recorded in sales return book. Then comes to your bills receivable book and bills payable book. So bills receivable, it is a concept you have read in +2. So do you have any idea about what is the meaning of bills receivable? There is a chapter called bills receivable in +2 first year.
नहीं मैम.
Okay. So bills receivable means, that means one person has purchased something from another person. गोटे लोक आ गोटे लोक पाखरु किछि जिंस किनिला, कोथरे किनला? क्रेडिट रे किनला. So that person is not paying anything, टंकाटे भी देइनी, तो ए लोक केमिति विश्वास करिवो कि से लोक मते कोथरे दउछि जिंस? So that person will draw a bill, ता ऊपर गोटे बिल ड्रॉ करिवो and the person who has purchased on credit, GA credit re kini thibo, that person will sign the bill that after 3 months or within the 3 months I am going to pay you this money. So that is known as your bills receivable book. That means there is two person, Mr. X and Mr. Y. Take an example, Mr. X and Mr. Y. So Mr. X had sold something to Mr. Y on credit. Mr. X Mr. Y को किछि जिंस बिक्री कला कोथरे क्रेडिट रे बिक्री कला माने किछि टंका नेला नाही ताहले Mr. X is going to get the money. Mr. Y दबो कि न दबो किछि guarantee नाही. So Mr. X is going to prepare a bill and send it to Mr. Y. So Mr. Y will put his signature. So signature करके देला कि after 3 months I am going to pay this money to you. So this book is bills receivable for Mr. X and bills payable for Mr. Y. Because payable माने कौन जीए दबो, receivable माने कौन जीए पाइबो, पैसा किए पाइबो, Mr. X is going to get the money. So for Mr. X, this book is known as, this bill is known as bills receivable, and for Mr. Y, this bill is known as bills payable, and it is separately recorded in ledger by preparing the bills receivable books and bills payable books. So bills receivable is a current asset. It organization पे गोटे asset, गोटे worth, but bills payable it is a liability for the organization. Liability माने it is a loss for the organization. Organization has to pay this. Organization सत्ती की टंका देई दबो. So are you understanding? Is it clear?
Ma'am.
Then comes to journal proper. This is very important point. Journal proper. So journal proper means anything which we cannot record in cash book, purchase book, sales return book, bills receivable book and bills payable book, we are writing in journal proper. जो एंट्रीज गुड़ाक जो फाइनेंशियल एंट्रीज गुड़ाक आमे ए प्रीवियस बुक रे लिखि परिबा नाही. So those transactions, those entries we can record in a book that is known as journal proper. एटी मु लेखिछि this book is used for recording all the transactions which is not covered by the above mentioned books. ए जो बही आगुरु जो सातटा ऊपर जो बुक लेखा हला सेथरे जो जिंस रिकॉर्ड न हेई परिबो, those things are recorded in journal proper. That means when the goods are sold, we are recording in cash book or purchase book. When asset is sold, जेतेबेला हमें asset टाकू गोटे plant and machinery को building को बिक्री कर दोचे, so that is written in journal proper. If there is any opening entry, if there is any closing entry, organization open हला बेल को जो entry होची, organization close हला बेल को जो entry होची, if there is any rectification entry, that means there is some errors are there and those errors are now rectified. So that rectification entries are also written in journal proper. So now we will study about what are the advantages of subsidiary books. Why we are recording, why we are segregating all those transactions. So advantages of subsidiary books. So first thing is it classifies the transactions. That means when it classifies the transactions, it is very clear, it is very easy to find out the each transaction, and it takes very less time. It is very time effective. So that means balance sheet and profit and loss account is prepared at the end of the year, but these things are recorded daily. ए सब जिंस आमे डेली रेकॉर्ड करूचे एंड बैलेंस शीट हमरा एट द एंड ऑफ द ईयर लेखा होची. जदि बैलेंस शीट प्रिपेयर कला टाइम रे हमको किछि आइटम दरकार पड़े, आमे जर्नल लु केते खोजिबा. So when it is recorded in subsidiary book, it is recorded in purchase book, sales return book, so it is very easy to find out each transaction. So it is not time consuming. So without wasting the time, the organization, that means the auditor or the accountant, easily finds out all the transactions, and it also facilitates the checking. That means at the end of the year, prati barsha kon हुए ना, there is a auditing. Auditing means accounting activities ठीक से हेची कि नहीं, गोटे audit आसे ताको check करिया पाई. So when the auditing activities has been started, So it is very easy to facilitate the work by seeing the ledger entries, by seeing the subsidiary books. That means subsidiary book is time saver. It saves the times and it makes the work smooth. Eta kamo ko bahut smooth kar diye. So next we will read about cash book. What is the meaning of cash book? So cash book is a book where the cash transactions are recorded whether there is a purchase or there is a sale. Purchase ho kimba sale ho dita jaka jinsa jota ame record karuche, so that is known as our cash book. So how many types of cash books are there? So there is 3 types of cash book. One is single column cash book, second one is double column cash book, third one is triple column cash book. So single column cash book means there is only a cash account. Only cash account. Only debit side and credit side. So if any cash received, it is recorded in credit side. If any cash paid, it is recorded in debit side. So there is only one account, that is known as cash account. So in double column cash book, there is cash account plus there is discount account. That means in the both of the side of the account, there is discount received and discount paid. Jodi kiछि discount ame receive kariche, eta ama pai income na loss. Jodi ame kiछि discount in earn kariche, so whether it is a income or it is a loss.
Loss.
Ame kiछि discount earn kariche. We have earned something. आमे जाइथिले मार्केट को आमे डिस्काउंट पाइचे जिंस ऊपर. So it is our income. It is our income because that means the price of a good is 100 rupees, but we have paid 90 because 10 rupees is discount. So that is known as your discount received. So it a co side re lekha habo, it is recorded in credit side. If you have allowed the discount, तुमे गोटे दुकान करिछ, तुम पाखकु जणे किनिबाकू आसला, तुमे ताको डिस्काउंट देलो, so it is a loss because instead of receiving 100 rupees, you are receiving only 90 rupees. So 10 rupees you are giving to that person, so it is recorded in debit side. So in debit side, there is one column that is known as debit amount of cash and a second column that is known as discount paid. And in the credit side, there is a cash column and another column that is known as your discount received. Then there is a triple column cash book. That means this cash book has 3 columns, 3 column achi. So first column is known as cash, second column is known as bank, and third column is known as discount. That means when we are preparing the triple column cash book, there is 3 column, 3 column rahibo. First column is for cash, second column is for bank, third column is for discount. In debit side and it is also in credit side. तामाने debit side रे हमर 3टा रहिबो, credit side रे हमर 3टा column रहिबो. So debit side रे हमर जो 3टा column रहिबो, that is we are going to pay the amount. Credit side रे जो जिंस रहिबो, we are going to receive the amount. So now we will discuss about the journal proper. That means ame sabu jaka accounts पढ़ी देले क्या, what is the meaning of cash book, what is the meaning of purchase book, sales return book. Now we will discuss about the journal proper. So ame कौन पढ़िले ना, any transactions which are not recorded in the above transactions, above books of accounts, it is recorded in journal proper. So what are the transactions which will recorded in the journal proper? Journal proper tale कौन record habo? First one is opening entry. You all know there is a accounting year. What is the accounting year? Do you know about the accounting year? So there is a calendar year. You all know about the calendar year. It starts from 1st January to 31st December. It is known as a calendar year. We are daily encountering with this calendar. But there is a financial calendar. There is a financial year. Do you have any idea about that financial year?
April 30th. April start है.
Exactly. It starts from 1st April to 31st March. That means it starts from 1st April and it ends in 31st March. So when it ends in 31st March, some transactions are there which are not recorded in the books. बहुत सारा ट्रांजैक्शन जोटा हम बही रे रिकॉर्ड हेई न थाए किंतु फाइनेंशियल ईयर सरी जाए ताले आमे कोन करिबा इन द नेक्स्ट ईयर those transactions we will record fast and those transactions are known as opening entries. So opening entry mane kono na the transactions of the last year we are recording fast in the next year, that is known as opening entries. Closing entry mane kono na the entries which we are doing at the 31st March of each year. प्रति वर्ष 31 मार्च रे हमें जो ट्रांजैक्शन गुडा को करूचे that is known as our closing entry. So opening entries and closing entries we are transferring to journal proper. Then there is a transfer entry. So transfer entry means some items are transferred from one place to another place within the accounting period. Accounting period भितरे गोटे item गोटे जगह रो आ गोटे जगह को transfer कराइछि. So before adjustment ताको adjust करे उटे time लागिबो, so that directly we are recording in journal proper. So if there is any transfer entry, if there is any closing entry of it, if there is any opening entry, directly we are transferring those entries under the head journal proper. Ame kon kariba, there we will prepare a ledger account is called the journal proper and we will make all the entries relating to this under this journal proper. Then there are some adjustment entries and rectification entries. So that means all the transactions are recorded by a person and person is subject to wrong things. Person is subject to error. गोटे person record करूची माने error हबो ही हबो. आमे पढ़िबा केते प्रकार error अछि तो error record कले error हबो ही हबो. So after those errors can be rectified. से error गुडा को आमे ठीक करूची. So when there is a error and the error is not rectified, so before rectification those transactions are recorded under journal proper. आमे ताको rectify करिबा पूर्वरु आमे जो account रे ताको लेखि कि balance sheet बनै दउ, that is known as our journal proper. Then today we have read about journal, we have read about ledger. Then after ledger जो account गुडा का हमें prepare करले जो balance गुडा का हमें पढ़िले, that means personal account केमती balance हबो, real account केमती balance हबो, nominal account केमती balance हबो. So we will transfer those balances to a account or statement. It is not an account, it is a statement that is known as your trial balance. So trial balance is a statement. It records the debit balance and credit balance of ledger accounts. That means जो ledger account हमें prepare करिचे तार debit balance and credit balance को हमें record करूचे. So when we are recording there are some errors. किछि प्रकार रा हमर error हुए. Then what are those errors? There are 4 type of errors. One is error of commission, error of omission, compensating error and error of principles. So there is 4 type of errors. So what is the meaning of compensating error? Compensating error means same error is written in debit side, same error is written in credit side, and it is very difficult to find out. That means we have written 500 wrongly in debit side, 500 wrongly in credit side. That means the account is tallied. Account debit total and credit total is equal. That means it is very difficult by the trial balance to find out the compensating errors. But error of principles, the error of commission and error of omission can be rectified by the trial balance. Then what is the meaning of those things? Error of principle means there are some principles. That means when we are recording the transactions, there are some principles. By using those principles, that means debit balance will be recorded in debit side, credit balance will be recorded in credit side, asset is having debit balance, capital is having credit balance. So these are the principles of accounting. So if one person is deviating those accounting principles, debit balance को credit side रे पके दीची, credit balance को debit side रे पके दीची, then the entry will go wrong. So that error can easily be rectified by the trial balance. That is known as error of principle. Then there is rest two type of error. One is error of commission and error of omission. So error of commission means it is man-made. It has committed. So when one person is writing the transactions without the knowledge of the person has left something. 5টা transaction ଅଛି, 4টা transaction entry করছি, ଗୋଟେ ସେ unknowingly ଛାଡ଼ି ଦେଇଛି. That is known as error of commission. Error of omission. Error of omission means that person has knowingly omitted something. ଜାଣିକି କିଛି ଜିନିଷ ଛାଡ଼ି ଦେଇଛି. ଜାଣିଛି, that means there is a transaction, but to falsify the transaction, ତା ନିଜର benefit ପାଇଁ, ସେଥିରୁ କିଛି ସେ ପଇସା ନିଜେ ନବା ପାଇଁ, that person has left those transactions. That is known as error of omission. So those are the various types of errors which is normally done at the time of journal entries, at the time of ledger, but it can easily rectified before preparation of profit and loss account, before preparation of balance sheet, by preparing the trial balance. Then आमे trial balance काहेकि prepare करूचे? What are the advantages of trial balance? Trial balance is prepared to show the accuracy of ledger accounts. Ledger आमे ठीक से करिचे कि नहीं, journal आमे ठीक से record करिचे कि नहीं, that can be easily verified, that can easily be rectified when we are preparing the trial balance. So trial balance is a basis. So after preparation of trial balance, it is very easy to prepare the profit and loss account and balance sheet. And the profit and loss account and balance sheet will show the accurate thing. If the trial balance is wrong, then the balance sheet of the organization is wrong. If the trial balance, the debit side and the credit side of the trial balance is equal, debit total and credit total is equal, then the balance sheet and the profit and loss account of the organization depicts true and fair view of the organization. Then there are certain limitations of trial balance. We cannot say the trial balance is the accurate thing. If we have prepared the trial balance in a right manner that easily depicts the profit and loss account truly, there are certain disadvantages because certain types of errors are not rectified by the trial balance. As I have said, a compensating error, trial balance is unable to find out. Trial balance cannot find out that. Say ticket amount that is recorded as suspense account, because that amount is suspense. It is suspense to them. So that means trial balance is not able to disclose all types of errors. And trial balance never provide the additional information. So if there is any additional information, year bhitare kichi extra information, extra transaction heichi, so those transactions are not recorded by the trial balance. If it is recorded in journal, if it is recorded in ledger, then trial balance will record those. If it is not recorded in journal, then it will not take into consideration. So due to this disadvantages, due to this limitation, we cannot say that trial balance is the accurate form to prepare the balance sheet. But it provides some base. It is a base upon which the financial statement called profit and loss account, cash flow statement stands. If there is no trial balance, then it is very difficult to prepare the profit and loss account. It is very difficult to prepare the balance sheet. And the main motive of financial accounting is to prepare the profit and loss account and balance sheet so that we can easily find out whether there is profit or there is loss. So is it clear to everyone? Is there any doubt you can ask me? Do you have any doubt?
No.
Okay. So you can download, that means your BCOC part 1 and part 2. And if there is anything, because due to lack of time, I have left something. If I have left something, then you can read. And in the next class, tomorrow we have next class in 4:30 to 5:30. So tomorrow we can join also. Communicate to all of your friends that they will also join so that it will be easy to take class. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.